Chicka chicka boom boom.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Hot mic. Hot mic.
Sync
When do you
in.
say hot mic? What is that?
Like it's clipping, like it's too loud.
Well, I'm about to clip this.
All right.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening to Off Your Flosser podcast. We are brought to you in part by the Auto Flosser.
The easy solution to a complex problem. I think I just made it more complex than it needed to be. Dexterity issues, access, you can't see what's going on. Auto Flosser, and go auto floss yourself. Get that tip right underneath the edge of the bridge. Zippity zap underneath the ortho brackets. I'm doing a lot of hand talking here. And
you're voguing, actually.
Totally,
yes.
Right? There you go.
Give it to your patients. Put it in their hands. Show them how to use it. Become an ambassador.
And the bottom line is, we got to keep our patients flossing and looking good and staying healthy, and makes our hygiene jobs easier, makes maintenance a breeze.
Yes.
Everybody wins. There's really no downside, except the 5 minutes it's going to take you to look at the video. So check out the link in the description. Guys, thank you so much. And go auto floss yourself.
Go auto floss yourselves.
Boom. Hey, Sadie, welcome back from your trip and my
Thank
trips.
you. Same to you. It is 1:51 because 1:50 we lived. It was amazing.
Still here,
it was
son.
not amazing, but it was amazing we lived. It was horrible.
Still here. All right, let's get to it.
Yes. We've both been gone, and I've got a lot to do. You don't even want to see what's behind this curtain right now. It's like the Wizard of Oz, but worse. And there's like some monster behind the curtain.
What's behind curtain number 3? Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal to not show me.
It's a goat. Wah, wah, wah.
Just once, I'd like to see somebody go, yes, I've been dying for some mutton, and I'm going to eat that bitch. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know if they would show that. Oh, my gosh.
You don't think?
Cat. I think they would probably bleep it out because PETA would be on them like white on rice.
It's farming, dude. People eat goats, right?
Oh, yeah. I was talking with my sister when we were in Texas. She wanted to raise meat goats. It's basically just what it sounds like. They raise goats and sell them to people for meat. I want goats, like the little baby goats, mini goats that stay babies, which doesn't make sense, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Because you and I are like that. We've got I understand.
They stay babies. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yes. Not the ones that you go, rah, and they just fall over. Not that kind. Just little ones. Like the ones that they use to do goat yoga. I ain't doing goat yoga, but those are the kind of goats I'm talking about. The little ones that won't like ruin your back if they jump on you. I think they'll still headbutt you though, which is cool. I'm fine with that, just as long as you don't break my kneecap.
I think you could have them dehorned though, but it's supposed to be a traumatic process, so I probably wouldn't do that.
I figure their horns are like fingernails, right? So far down you can't go any further or something. They could. Oh my gosh!
I think they burn them off.
Oh gosh! No,
yeah,
I wouldn't
some
do that.
horrible.
I'd let them keep their horns. Jeez, but you can put like a big fat cork or something on them.
A tennis ball.
I saw it on. Yeah. Oh, like the old people's walkers.
Yeah, they put it down on grandma's walker. Yeah.
I doubt that's because they scratch the floor. It's probably because they scoot easier. But I don't know. Either way. Cork.
Oh, yeah. No. That probably lets it
something.
slide a little bit easier. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
they shuffle their feet. Sometimes they don't pick them up all the way. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of sad. This took a depressing turn for a second.
It did, because my dog's right there. Like, he probably needs a walker because he's shuffling.
I'm sorry, man. It sucks.
I know, it's getting there. He's 13. Yeah. He's been on seizure medications since he was 2. So I'm sure that took a toll on his liver and all sorts of things. And then he's like growing these tumors. He's a beagle. They say between 12 and 16 or something is the general age lifespan, but with seizures and medications and stuff. And then he was on steroids for like 3 years trying to get his life together. So I think that all just really took a toll. Anyway.
Trying to get his life together.
So grandma's walker, Max is getting there, and goats. So I figure I'll just get those really giant corks, put them on the horns, and then problem solved.
Since we're talking about depressing stuff, I just found out that
gosh.
a comedian, I'm not going to say his name,
Yeah.
a friend of mine, and again, I haven't seen this guy in a long, long time.
Yeah.
I don't hang out downtown, at the clubs like I used to, the open mics and
Right.
stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't even know if he was still in Atlanta. Anyway, he took his life recently, and
Oh.
yeah, so the whole Atlanta community, that group of guys that started about 10 years ago, it
Yeah.
just kind of shook everybody a little bit because
Tears you up. Yeah.
because he's always seemed like a happy guy, you know what I mean? He didn't come across
Yeah.
as a dude that was dark or depressed or anything like that. So
Robin Williams.
you never
Golly, you
know,
wouldn't
man.
ever think.
You never know.
Yeah,
You,
and that's like the Dental Avengers thing. I mean, that's basically like, we put on this happy face every day, but what's going on behind that? You never
yeah.
know. You really don't.
People try to not have to deal with their sad feelings or whatever, but
Right.
I think if you bottle it and don't give it a healthy outlet, sometimes it goes bad. And unfortunately, this young man,
Right.
who he couldn't have been 40 maybe 42 maybe, at the latest. I mean, he was a young guy, and
That's how old I am. 42
yeah,
now.
and oh yeah, happy birthday, by the way. But
No, I wasn't saying that for you to tell me happy
no.
birthday. I was saying that because that's my age. That's
Understood. Yeah,
Ugh.
that's too young, and so yeah,
Yeah.
depression's a real thing, man. So
it sure
again,
is.
I'm not using this to segue into anything else, but if you're having those kinds of thoughts, please talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Don't take a temporary situation and make it a permanent solution. Yeah, so that's not the
And
answer.
just so people know, the Dental Avengers has a Facebook page. They have a group, and I guarantee you, even if you aren't a dental professional but you need to talk to somebody, you can message them. I guarantee you they won't say anything about that. And us too. Like, if you need to just vent or whatever, Carlos and I are really good listeners.
Please just reach out, and if we don't know, we can always point you in the right direction. You know what I mean? So
we're here to help. And that's why we do the podcast too, because we want people to unload just for a little while all the stuff that's clouding their minds with stress and stuff like that. So that's why we're real lighthearted, goofy, and we all have our days, but if those days are turning into weeks and months and years, you definitely reach out, please.
And there's no shine. Yeah, you need to talk to somebody. So
yeah.
Anyway,
and
so I don't want to.
No shame in that. But there's your PSA. Yes.
So rest in peace, my friend. And
I'm gonna go get goats. So.
Yeah, you find some happiness with the goats. Speaking of happiness, I know we just went on some major trips, but I just got back from Vegas.
That's happiness.
I started the Smile Source Exchange. Their big summit, their meeting, and it was a warm start. It was a lukewarm start, and then it ended really well. And I don't think that they knew that I was telling jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like they heard hygienist. They heard Driven Dental Airway, marketing manager,
exactly. And they're like, oh gosh, here we go.
Connect the two, but I got them, near the end, and I saw a bunch of people that I've seen that I met at Smiles at Sea or different conferences and that type of thing. So it was fun, but dude, and no exaggeration whatsoever. I checked my steps, right?
Oh,
and excuse me, between Wednesday morning, I went to bed late Wednesday night, and then went to bed late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, got up a little bit later Wednesday morning. From the time I got up to the time I got back, which I got back Friday afternoon, almost 30,000 steps.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what some people get like in a month.
Dude, I mean, I never walked so much in my life. Like, we went to the conference plan, the Caesars Forum, right? Yeah. And it's hard to explain the scope because everything sounds like an exaggeration. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You come down these two escalators, And then the little security guy was like, yeah, you just go down and make a left and it's at the end of the hallway. So in my mind, I'm thinking it's the end of the hallway. I come
Right.
down and the hallway is maybe 60 feet wide, 100
Yes.
feet tall. And I swear to God, it
Yes.
felt like it was a quarter mile long. You know what I'm saying?
That's where we stayed for the NOAA convention, the National Network of Oral Health Access, that conference. I was at Caesar's Palace for that. And yeah, like the escalators that you're talking about are like 3 stories tall.
It's like the airport in
it's
Atlanta.
massive.
You're on it for like 90 seconds. I mean, if it was ridiculous.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're like looking down going, geez.
The only thing I can think of, and everything is in excess. There's food everywhere. There's
Yes.
drinks everywhere. There's lights, noise, people walking
Right.
around. What stood out to me was, and thank you so much, Smile Source, for having me out, and they treated me
Yeah.
VIP, Sandy. It was ridiculous.
Like
they picked
a
me up at the
king?
airport. Yes, yeah,
Caesar,
like
get
like
it?
Caesar, yeah, like an emperor, really. And
Oh yeah, I guess that's,
the hotel room was fantastic. It was like a small apartment. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah.
such a nice way to treat a guy that was just there to tell stupid jokes. You know what I mean? And it's also thank you, Small Source. That was fantastic. And dude, you see excess on one side, and in the same vision between 180 degrees, you look and you see a dude sitting on the corner and obviously on some sort of dust or some sort of rocks or pill or something.
Yeah.
I mean, just going through some really, really,
Yeah.
really hard times. And it was just the extremes of people having,
Right.
a great time. They're getting married or just something, celebrating
Right.
something. And then some people in the throes of just sort of just some depressing.
They're
just-
hitting rock bottom.
Yeah, and they look rough,
any day.
man. And,
Yeah.
and I sat next to a police officer on the flight home,
Yeah.
and he works there, and he was coming to Atlanta for something, and he was like,
Yeah.
"There's tunnels underneath the city
Mm-hmm.
that have like populations of homeless people, and they
like
hide
on the
in these.
movies and stuff.
They hide in these tunnels because it's cooler, but it's dark down there.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That'd
And
be
I don't know,
rough,
what are these
yeah.
tunnels for? Like for flooding or rain or I don't know.
Like where's the man? And that can add to that because like if you're not getting vitamin D, that by itself can cause some well, here we go back to the mental health and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. And I don't
Yeah,
know
but,
why that
I wonder-
struck me. I've seen homeless people before, but it
Right.
was just like how
Yeah.
open it was. And I'm not saying they should hide. They should get help. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these people
Right. Yeah.
have
Yeah.
mental issues or whatever. But
Right.
drug, substance abuse issues. So it's not like they're bad people. It's just they've been through some stuff. But I don't know, man. They just for some reason that stood out to me. I saw a young
Yeah.
lady. It was 110 degrees in one day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm walking, walking back to the hotel to change to go back, and I
Right.
go, man, this is hot. This is ridiculous. And then there was a young lady in the shade of a tree, laying on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And I know this isn't a funny episode, but I was like, Jesus, man. You know what I mean? Are you okay? You know what I'm saying? She's like,
Right, yeah.
I'm just tired. And I'm like, wow. So, anyway,
Yeah.
count your blessings, and things can
Yeah.
always get worse,
Right.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it was fun. And I think Vegas, it's one of those things where you got to take in small doses. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I was there just for a couple days for that conference. And John and I think I've said this before, but last year, back in April, we had our trip planned. We were going to go to Vegas and Grand Canyon for our anniversary, 10-year anniversary. And of course, it got canceled due to COVID. And we haven't planned to go back because, we started building this house and it's like,
Sure.
we just don't want to spend the money on it right now. But John, I saw him. Let me make sure he's not. Yeah, okay, he's not here, but I saw him he keeps looking up videos of Blue Man Group on YouTube. And I'm like, man. So I was like, I really want to go and see them. I've never seen them, but we had tickets and they got canceled. So I'm trying to find out. The closest place is Chicago. That's 6 hours away. I know he's not going to want to do some trip, overnight trip, because we just got back from Texas. But anyway, have you seen Blue Man Group?
No, I know who they are, but no, I've never seen them live. But I did see an advertisement, I think in the airport for them.
Yeah.
Like a gigantic
the
ad.
whole wall is Blue Man Group. Yeah.
Yes, those guys. And super cool.
We were in Orlando a few years ago with my friend Patty, and we had a lot of time. We had to check out of the house, but Patty's flight left at a certain time. Ours was like several hours later. So we went to Universal Studios, but we didn't go in. But outside, like, you could do anything and everything. And then we went and checked in Blue Man Group. We were like, oh, let's go watch them. But it was like $120 a ticket. So I was like, oh, let's not do that. And then we were supposed to go to Vegas and see him there. So I'm like, man, are we just not supposed to see Blue Man Group?
You better go see him before they, one of them drops, like
oh my gosh,
the guy from ZZ Top. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and my son, the bassist. I don't know his name, and I apologize, I don't know his name, but my son likes him. He likes classic rock and stuff, which is pretty awesome. And
that is awesome.
And I got him tickets, and he didn't invite me, so he took one of his buddies with him.
Well, of course.
This kid named Logan, who's real nice kid. He's a son of a friend. Anyway, they go and they rock out. They watch this guy, and he goes, "Dude, these guys are like in their 60s and 70s, and they're still jamming hard.
Jamming,
you know what I mean?
Like crazy, yeah."
And then they said that once one of them goes, that's gonna be it. So if you didn't see him, you're not gonna, So
time's up.
He's real glad that he got to see him when they were still kicking it. You know?
That's
Yeah,
we were in
a heavy episode already.
Yeah. This will lighten it up a little, I guess. We were in Sturgis, not me and John, but an ex-boyfriend. Unfortunately, sorry, John. But he had a Harley. We went to Sturgis, and ZZ Top was playing at the next campsite over, so we could hear it and everything. It was pretty fun. But anyway, so I got to hear them live, but not see them.
Let's see them live. I got you. Close enough.
Yeah, exactly. So my trip to Texas, I got to see Big Tuna like so much, and just to see, he recognized me. That was like, so Ashley got me from the airport, this tiny airport. I love it. I love flying out of tiny airports because security took literally 3 minutes. We were sitting and waiting.
That's beautiful.
We got there
man.
like 30 minutes before the plane left, and it was like lickety split. Anyway, so she picks me up, and it's past his bedtime, so I didn't expect him to be awake, but he was, and he was cranky because it was past his bedtime. But I got in and I sat down, and I was like, "Hi, Big Tuna," and oh my gosh, his smile lit up, and he played with me the whole way home, 45 minutes or so. And he was happy, and we were singing, and oh my gosh. So it was such a blessing that he was not cranky, picking me up. And then, oh my gosh, just the whole time, he was just all smiles, and we spent so much time together. It was so wonderful.
That's the best,
and I kind of am trying to coerce Ashley into moving back to Missouri, because I would love to see that face every day. Ashley's face. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, but I do have a lot of fun with my sister. She's the crazy zany one that
she's the crazy one.
Well, yeah, get us together and it is double the fun, let me tell you. But we one time we were just road tripping, just driving down the road, and we were playing music and just hanging out, and then whoever was not driving was doing these check-ins at all these random places. Like, we didn't go into, like, one of them was a gentleman's club, and one of them was it was like an OBGYN clinic, and we were like, she's getting her STDs checked, and just random check-ins on Facebook. It was hilarious, and people were like, are you really there? And I'm like, no. Anyway, so those are some of the shenanigans, and then
nice.
We just have fun together. We used to, when I stayed with my parents after hygiene school, we would stay up late. She worked at was it Plaza Video, who is no longer in business there. She'd bring home a couple movies. We would go on a soda and candy run and go get just junk food, and we'd watch a movie late at night, drink our sodies and stuff. It was a good time. So I have a good time with her. And now with Big Tuna, it's like, I want to see that smiling face every day.
I gotcha.
So maybe one day I can talk her into it.
Yeah, maybe.
But
maybe. Well, good luck with that. I haven't seen my dude. He's over at his other grandparents' house, and but my son sent me a picture. They got him some little baby Crocs.
Oh right? Yeah.
So
look for some of those. That's
he's
awesome.
In a shopping cart and holding on, and he's got these little baby Crocs, and they're camouflage. Yes. So he looks like a little little country boy, and
hardcore, and,
so cute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he still walks like he's unstable, but he moves pretty quick, and he stops and pivots, squats, picks stuff up, and so he's getting there. He's getting there really nice, yeah. But
and Big Tuna took his first steps towards me, of all people. He took 4 steps. I got it on video because he kind of he stood there and took kind of a step, and I was like, that doesn't count. But then he actually took 4 full steps towards me. I'll send you the video if you like he came and got his toy from me. Well, okay, fine, he was walking towards the toy, but whatever. That doesn't count. But then he sits down, and we're all just screaming wah! And he's looking around what just happened? Yeah. He doesn't understand.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big milestone, and for me to be able to be there, this kid loves sushi, by the way.
That's hilarious.
So he'll eat the avocado and cucumber roll, But anyway, so he's gonna be my sushi buddy. I can't wait to when he gets older, he can come out and stay with me here for a while during the summer. I just can't wait. But anyway,
speaking of sushi, this is totally unrelated. But that Wednesday night, and I got there, I was hanging out with one of my friends who was. You remember that joke I go about? I lost my voice. My manager tells me to just whisper.
Yeah, she told you to whisper.
Yeah, well. That's the manager. That's the girl that was there, and she works for Small Source now. Yeah, it's my buddy Ashley.
Okay. That's
so
awesome.
I'm hanging out with her and her people, right? And then random doctors that came by. There was a Dr. Chappelle, and I couldn't help but ask him. I was like, any relation? He goes, maybe a distant, but so we were just hanging out and just I was making him laugh, and I don't know, it was just a fun social kind of time, and we were sitting at
especially when we're so starved for social interaction right now.
So I'm just trying to be friendly with everybody because I didn't know who everybody was. You know how we do. You know how we do it.
Yeah, you just mingle, and whoever you're talking to.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so there was the dueling pianos again.
Yes.
I'm not a huge fan. I'm gonna go on the record as
I've never seen a dueling piano, so I don't know.
I'm not a huge fan of the dueling pianos. It's got to be done right, because in my mind, I see a lot of opportunity for humor.
Right.
And they're just strict.
And they're not humor?
Music. No, man.
Oh no, you need to act. Make it an actual act where you're dueling and getting mad at each other and about to climb over your piano at each other. Don't go breaking my heart.
And it's just they take turns singing songs, and so I get it. There's I'm not denying the talent because I don't know how to play a piano, and it would take me another 50 years to figure out how to learn how to play a piano. But it's just. I guess it's a thing, bro, but I'm not a fan, and I hate to say that because you see it a lot in different places.
Right?
Does that make me a jerk?
I need to go.
I don't know.
I need to go and just see what it's all about because I kind of get the gist, but I've never experienced it. So maybe I should heckle them if they don't kind of
these are two
acted up a little.
ladies, and I think they were sisters. Somebody told me they may have been sisters.
Okay.
And again, undeniable talent, and they knew how to work the crowd, and I mean, they kept an audience there the whole time. So
Yeah.
people are playing, and they stop by, they'll eat or drink or something, and then they keep moving. But that was kind of like our central hub meeting area. There was a transformer off one side. There was slots. As soon as you get off the plane, there's slot machines, and I'm like, okay, I see.
Oh yeah.
So you can start losing your money immediately upon landing.
Yeah,
you know
let's
what I mean?
just start now. How much can you lose this whole weekend?
So I stopped and got a burger. Right, I gotta get something to eat. I haven't eaten all day, so it's like
right.
I don't know, 4:00, something like that. I gotta make my way over to the Caesars thing to check in, right? And I said, let me just grab a burger real quick, dude. $30.
Oh.
A cheeseburger, fries, and a damn soda. And it was like $29.60 something. And I go, yeah, it's Vegas. I mean, it was good. It was a really, really good burger.
Okay, well that's
$30
better.
So, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. Golly, you got to really save up for a trip to Vegas. That's for sure.
I just didn't want to get pizza or anything too sketchy, you know what I mean, or Mexican or anything. You know, that's all. Let me just go with a burger. Probably not the healthiest choice, but it was delicious. But I'll be honest with you, I've had Five Guys burgers back in the day that would rival that or be better, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I told you my favorite,
not $30,
the best burger I've had in a long time came from the movie theater, Ronnie's Theater in St. Louis. It was the best burger. It was amazing. I've had Five Guys like a few times. That didn't sound right, but I've had Five Guys burgers a few times. And I'm like, okay, it's good, but this burger at the theater was
that's crazy.
Like leaps and bounds better. I know, crazy. Isn't it?
There's some place in Atlanta. I'm not sure. And someday I might just stop being lazy and go find a trip. But I think they're called Ghetto Burgers, right?
Oh, okay.
And it's this older lady, and it's a little sassy. But and when they sell out, they sell out. So you get there early, or you roll the dice. And they're supposed to be banging, just supposed to be amazing burgers. So,
Okay.
Yeah, and it sells out every day.
I was looking at flights to Atlanta, and they're like cheap. They're under $100 round trip, and I was like, dang, I should just come down there. You show me Atlanta. You take me wherever, get some good ass food, hang out, go live maybe, whatever. Just have a little random trip. I think it'd be awesome. But we're gonna see. Whoa, we're gonna see each other in another month or so anyway. So
yeah, we're definitely gonna hang out.
And I think we're gonna go live with Holly, right? Holly and Mitchell with Dental Adventures.
Yeah, we need to do that soon, right?
No, I think we're doing it at the event.
There. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yes,
you're right.
Sorry. Which sucks because we were gonna do the hypnotizing thing beforehand so we could lose weight for the trip. So we'll just have to make exceptions. And then when we see each other at the next Smiles at Sea event, we'll both be like twigs.
Yeah, like, dude, are they sick? Like, what's wrong with them?
Yeah, it'll be like that movie Thinner, Stephen King's book Thinner.
Yeah, that was an amazing book.
I need to read the book. I saw the movie.
No,
his
the book
movies, the acting is so, the special effects are so, but the books, oh my gosh, just your imagination is amazing. Let me just say that. Anyway,
real quick, I just remember this September 11th was yesterday. It's again, man, we're hitting all the low points.
We are
in the last week. And so without going into too much detail, everybody knows, and it's just a horrible thing.
Yeah.
But I read somewhere that around that time the feds had called Stephen King and said, "Listen, man, can you come up with some other scenarios that bad guys might use to do stuff? Because if anybody is creative enough to figure out,
so they can counterattack.
Yeah, so they can think about things. So like, oh man, I never even thought about somebody coming up through the sewers in in Vegas. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, so
Wow.
yeah. So I don't know whatever came of that, but yeah, I guess you would have to contact somebody who's creative at creating horrific
Right.
things. So
Well, it's like that movie Catch Me If You Can, where they basically the he was like the youngest counterfeiter
yeah,
uh
that was a
fake
good movie.
checks. It is. I have it. I
That was a
couldn't get enough
phenomenal
of that.
movie. Yeah.
But that's based on a true story, and the guy ended up working for the FBI. And is that not the most genius way to figure out how to, you know, have a defense against people like that? Have somebody who is the best at it and turn
Hire
them
them. Yeah.
somehow.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what they
But
call
I mean, how do you
white
trust them?
hat white hat hackers. You know what I'm talking about?
So they're figuring out, so they develop this system, and then they have these white hats come in and try to break it so they can
Right.
see all the, okay,
Flaws,
got it.
yeah.
So they can see all the holes in their
or
system.
just figuring how to break it or get in or change things or whatever it is that they do.
Right.
And then they tell you how to lock
Yeah.
it down. That's crazy.
How do you, because if you think about it, and this theme occurs in movies a lot, where the bad guy or the good guy is so good at being bad, basically like a white hat, but you make a ton more money if you're on the bad side. Like, how can you imagine the temptation you would have?
I know.
Like, if I wanted to, I could break into NASA and go to the moon or whatever, but I won't because I'm a good person.
Well,
But the
here's a
bad person's
conspiracy
like,
theory for you.
oh,
All right.
okay.
The people, I'm convinced that the people, and I could be completely wrong off, but the people that make all the antivirus software are the same people that make the viruses. Am I crazy, or is that? Do you think that's a possibility?
I absolutely think that's a possibility. Yeah. Why not?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know?
Like, if I have the answer and there's no need for that answer yet, I'm going to make a need for that answer. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Like, oh, you don't need a Band-Aid? Here, let me make you need a Band-Aid. And then I punch you right in the face.
Like,
It's
Not
just, it's
specific.
crazy. And it is borderline conspiracy theory. But anyway, I think conspiracy theories are sometimes true.
that's
I
a
don't
rabbit
know.
hole
I'm
that
just
we may not want to go
speculating.
down.
Yeah, we're not going down there.
Some of them are entertaining as hell, like the flat Earth thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I'm like,
fascinating to me that people think that.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm like, but then you also basically have to believe that the mission to the moon was faked, which there are people that think that too. And I don't think so, but whatever.
Here's my thing. Why haven't we been back? I'm not making a
Why
decision one way or another, but why haven't we
would
been
we go
back?
back?
Dude, there might be some rocks, some uranium. Hell, I don't know. I'm just saying there might be some more stuff that they might want to figure out.
I feel like it's a one and done thing. We put our flag on it. Let's go to the next thing. We're trying to make it to Mars. We'll probably put our flag on that and be like, well, there's nothing here. Okay, bye.
Plus, that's got to cost $8 gazillion. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's got to
Yeah,
cost
it's probably like,
so much money. You know what
yeah,
the odds
government's so much
are
in debt. What should we do? Let's go to
of just
Mars.
being able to do the math of hitting the moon?
They have some really, really smart guys.
You know how
so,
far
you know,
the
my
moon? I have
favorite-
no idea how far the moon is, but it is far,
I mean, it's just
dude.
right there.
Oh my god.
Mars would be even worse because you can't really see it all that well. And then, you know, my favorite movie is The Martian. And
Yeah.
then the way their minds work is just amazing. And then Apollo 13, that movie, Tom Hanks, you know, and how they had to figure out basically how to save these guys. It's crazy. The way
they
these,
almost
these
died
guys'
like
minds
10
work.
times, you know?
Oh, yeah. It was one thing after the other. And then the movie Hidden Figures, they just have people of all sorts just doing numbers, figuring stuff out, rechecking because that's how important this stuff is. It's
Well,
not
that
like
was when
balancing
math
your checkbook.
was done by hand because
Yep.
the computers they had at the time were trash.
Mhm.
Your
They were
iPhone's
a
probably
whole room.
smarter, a better computer than those things were. All I'm
absolutely.
saying is, from a human perspective, the
Yes.
people that did that, I'm just gonna say it, had the biggest stones of all time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's pretty amazing how brave people are
Oh my God.
to
We're
do
gonna go on
these
this
things.
rocket with 8 million pounds of explosive fuel. It's
Right.
gonna shoot you into space. You're gonna float around, land on the moon. What are you crazy? And then you're gonna
Just
float
to
back
check
and
it out.
land in the ocean? What if you miscalculate and you land on a mountaintop in the Himalayas somewhere? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's not as heroic as and this we could probably end on this, but not near as heroic as the people that ran into the World Trade Centers as they were burning
Yeah.
versus people running out. And of course they were running out. Of course. I mean, I would have been running out too, but these men and women and the K9 units and stuff like that, just it's very awe-inspiring. We owe them a huge debt of gratitude for what they did.
Yeah.
I can't imagine all the lives they saved, knowing that they might not save themselves.
That changed the country. I mean, to the core. You know.
Yeah.
Somebody posted. I'm sorry. Somebody posted a picture of a fireman in full gear on a Stairmaster at a gym.
I shared that. Yeah.
Was that you?
He did 110. Yeah, he did 110
I'm sorry.
Flights of stairs. It took him 30 minutes and something. And they do that every year to commemorate September 11th.
That's a monster.
And then there was another post that had the transcript of the phone call that they made back when they had the in-flight phones and stuff. And the guy was basically just, trying to figure out what was going on. And then once they figured out what was going on, they were like,
they
okay,
went down
we're gonna
like
rush
gangsters,
this dude.
bro. Yeah.
And can you imagine they were probably headed, the lady on the operator said they were probably headed towards the Capitol building, the White House, something like that. So can you imagine? I mean, the thing is though, I was sitting on my couch. I saw I turned on the news as right after the first plane hit. And I was sitting there going, oh man, this is horrible. And then I saw the second plane hit. And in that instant, that's when you knew this was deliberate and it changed the world at that very split second. But
just a horrible circumstance, man. I think this is probably a great time to wrap it up. And in the words of that super brave guy that was on that phone call, let's roll. I guess,
Let's roll. Let's do it.
Hug your loved ones, folks. Hug your loved ones.
Absolutely.
Call your people.
Absolutely. So the mental health things that we were discussing here are very serious. The Dental Avengers have their summit December 3rd through 5th. It's virtual, so you can find it. You can go to dentalavengers.com. I believe that's the website. If not, go to offyourflosser.com, and under our preferred partners, there should be a link to set you up there.
And the link will be in the description also on this, on Apple, on iTunes, and YouTube and everywhere else. So just check the details for links.
Yeah.
But please join us. It'll be fun, and it's for a good cause. And Sandra, have a great day.
Yes. You too, buddy.
Yeah. It's been good seeing you, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
All right, sounds good.
And
everybody go auto floss yourselves.
Yes.
Hey everybody, it's Sandy Lee. We've got Carlos here, Off Your Flosser podcast. We are brought to you in part by the Dental Avengers Summit. It's coming up in December. It's virtual, so you have no excuses. We are going to be hosting it, live event. It's going to be amazing.
There's a ton of CE and a ton of great information For your friends,
yes.
family, for yourself. Because if we're not good, how can we take care of other people?
Amazing speakers, December 3rd through 5th. Check it out, offyourflosser.com under the Preferred Partners tab. Holly Ann Mitchell is a hypnotist, and she's going to hypnotize us. Probably to be like chickens or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be embarrassing, but stay tuned, guys. Thank you.
Yep,
Go
go
floss
floss
yourselves.
yourselves.